Guys, Bitcoin is back. Everybody's talking about Bitcoin. Currently prices are above 70,000. The question to answer in this video is, are we back in the bull run, or is this just a fake out? I'm going to attempt to answer that question in this video, so stay to the very end of this video. But let's even start from where we started from in the beginning. So this is September 2025 when I did this post on Twitter. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you're not already following me on Twitter. And so in this post, I talked about, I hate to be the one to say, but Bitcoin is not going to go up forever. Very loud bearish divergences screaming on the weekly time frame. This was in 2025 of September. And so my expectation was that Bitcoin was going to come all the way down. And that's exactly what happened. Prices came down. So this was the very first post of mine predicting Bitcoin's downfall, or pretty much that's what I want to call it. So we progressed from that post to this one. Now Bitcoin in this post, this was in December, Bitcoin was 88,500 when I created this post. And what had happened, I had noticed that Bitcoin was forming a fractal. So basically what a fractal is it's like a pattern that has repeated. So I looked at this pattern over here of between 2021 and 2022, and I looked at this pattern between 2025 and 2026, and they looked very similar. I have a video done about that, but pretty much let's just stay on this video. And this was TradingView in December. Make sure you're following me on TradingView if you're not. And this played out exactly as I anticipated, because I expected that because we're in this fractal, this has to come all the way down. And that's exactly what Bitcoin did. From this fractal, prices came all the way down. So the next question right now is, from the fractal that we have seen, so this is this fractal, so this is current day today, this is this fractal, and this is this fractal, and this is prices coming all the way down. And that's exactly what happened here. Prices came all the way down under the 200 EMA. Prices came all the way down over here under the 200 EMA. So the question is now, has the fractal completed? Are we going to have prices continue to come all the way down? Was this whole thing here, that's this movement upwards, was it a fake out? And if it was a fake out, it means that it's just luring people in and the next move is actually downwards. Or is this actually bullish activity and then the next move is upwards? Bitcoin will go back to all-time high of about 125,000. So that's what I'm going to attempt to answer right now. So first off, if we look at if this fractal is completely repeating, there was an idea I did on TradingView where I talked about this purple line. This purple line over here was a support resistance line. So I wasn't so surprised that the price of Bitcoin held here, because it was a major support resistance flip. This is where prices topped out in 2021, and this is where in 2026 prices is finding support. So here was resistance, and guess what, here now became support. So I wasn't really surprised about that. And then even the indicator is showing that we had a super sell over here, and that is what is repeating here. So what's the next way forward? Unfortunately, I don't have any clear-cut yes or no what's going to happen in the future, but I can tell you what I expect. I expect that. So I'll just tell you what is a bit bearish. Now, first of all, if you look at the money flow, now the money flow over here is in negative territory, and it was only after recovery happened here that prices started to move on top of the 200 EMA. Right now, looking at this MoneyWave, we are still in negative territory. We can even continue to have this kind of MoneyWave. We'll only be completely convinced when prices now turn, when the MoneyWave turns into positive territory. I'll be very, very optimistic about price action on Bitcoin once this turns into positive activity. So we have to wait and see, right? So I'm just judging based on this fractal that we have seen. This was negative money wave, and it was only when it became positive money wave that we had positive movement upwards. So is that the same thing we're going to see right here? We have to wait and see what happens. The second thing I want us to take a look at, now I mentioned this major bar here now, and I actually expect that prices would hold this bar. Now this bar stands between about 60,000 and 70,000. If prices stay above 70,000, regardless of whether money flow is negative or positive, if prices stay above 70,000 in the weeks to come, then I expect prices to move upwards to all-time highs. Now, if at any point in the weeks to come, prices cannot remain above 70, between 69 and 70, then unfortunately this hasn't ended. I expect prices to continue to move downwards. And so that's my answer for this. I have no way of knowing whether this continues to go up or continues to go down, but I want to watch what happens in the next. We need to focus on 70,000 as a point of reference. If price action stays above 70,000, then yes, bull run will continue to go upwards. But if at any point 70,000 is lost, then I'm afraid this fractal hasn't completed over here. All right, so that's what I have for you in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you think. Is this the end of the fractal? Has the fractal completed, or is it going to continue? Is it going to continue downwards? That's an incomplete fractal, or has the fractal ended and is now time to move upwards? So let me know what you think. I'll see you in my next video.